Hi friends, it's me Ali, your fancy friend in Montreal. Today we're talking about Chanel versus Dior for summer 2025 in this Will I Buy It? But on my channel, we like to add a little French twist. So for collections we do want, we say oui, but for collections we don't want, we say non merci. And both of these brands are coming out with these around the same time. We have the Chanel Golden Hour versus the Dior Riviera. And I thought it would be really fun to just sit down and chat and see what's worth spending our money on, what are we budgeting for, that sort of thing. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. Thank you to Amit Beauty Talk. She sent me a bunch of photos that I'm going to share with you today. And the reason I'm doing this is because the Dior Riviera, the summer 2025 collection is available for sale right now on the website. So I thought, let's dive into it. This is new and limited edition. This is a very extensive collection. We're going to have everything: eyeshadows, bronzers, blush, lips, nails. It really is a very complete kit here. Now, the first two items are the eyeshadows. Both of these are limited edition. And we have a coral Riviera and a pink Riviera. It's interesting because it seems as though it's the center shade that's the anchor relevant to the pink or coral tone. And they both have a sort of gold leaf imprinted into the shadows. I think that looks quite lovely. It has a bit of a naturistic vibe. We see plants and it looks like a tiger in there as well. I think that both of these are very objectively pretty. Personally, I would not get the pink one. That's just not really my wheelhouse, but I think that the coral shade, it looks as though it's really just the center shade that's more coral, and the other ones look to me a bit more brown, slightly neutral, but it's really just that center shade that's the coral. So if I were to get one, I would go with the coral palette right away. That being said, I have so much, and I have so much from this brand in particular, that even though I think that this is objectively pretty, it is not making my heart go pitter patter. I think that this is a non merci because I have more than enough to do a Dior Riviera beauty look my way. I have enough, and I suspect you may as well. But I think that this is objectively very pretty. I appreciate the effort put into the packaging. Moving on to the cheek products, these always sell very well. Again, everything is limited edition, so I don't have to repeat myself here. But we have bronzers, we have a coral bronze, and a pink bronze. Now, I bought one of these last summer. It is gorgeous. I love it. I used it a lot in the summer. I sort of dropped it by the wayside once fall and winter came, but this is reminding me I should just go ahead and dust off my old one. But I think that this is lovely. I think the case is pretty. I think that pink is quite nice, and we see the tiger and the nature background in there as well. That's repeated inside the case, which I like that attention to detail. I like the stripes of either pink or coral. I like the bronzer with that gold nature scene. I hope that this is not an overspray. I hope that the gold luminous finish continues all the way down. I think that both of these are very objectively pretty. I don't need it. I know. I think this is also a non merci. Like, I think it's very pretty, but I think it's almost too pink. I don't know. I think I preferred last summer's collection more. The packaging on the outside was more tan, a little bit more neutral, and the inside was a bronzer with either coral or pink. So it is very reminiscent to what I just bought. If I did not have the one that I bought last summer, I would be very tempted by one of these, but I just don't feel like purchasing a repeat immediately. Maybe in a few years once my memory has faded, but for the time being, non merci. And I think the same goes for the luminizer. This is a coral glow luminizer, so depending on your skin tone, it could be a blush highlighter, it could be a fusion of both. I think that this is very pretty. I don't know. I think if it wasn't limited edition, something about limited edition sort of turns me off. I just feel like it imposes this invisible rush that I need to run out and get it. And listen, I get it. Sometimes these are worth it. Maybe I need to see this in person. I'm certain that the case itself is going to be exquisite and the quality. I have a few luminizers and they're quite nice. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe for me here in Montreal, it's still not Riviera weather yet. So it's hard for me to really put myself in that mindset and in that fantasy. It's just hard for me to do that right now. But it's nice to see what's going to be coming out on the horizon, and it will be warmer weather soon. I'm not sure. Peut-être. That means maybe. Maybe. Now, for the lips, this is where they are tempting me because I'm a huge fan of Dior cosmetics in general, but their lips is where they usually get me. And the lip oils are fantastic. They're just great products. And these colors to me are giving me summertime popsicle fantasy. The bright, fun colors, the pop of color. I think it is so fun. It is festive. It is cute. This is tempting me. I know, like yellow, blue, pink, but it's so fun. Something about it is just so timely for hot weather. I think that this is very, very tempting. I have a bunch of these lip products, whether it's a lip oil or a maximizer, whatnot. But I do think for me personally, these are tempting. It could be that lip products in general are a little bit less expensive than eyeshadows and face products. So it's almost easier to convince yourself to allow yourself to buy another one. But for me personally, this is a very heavy peut-être, leaning towards oui. Yeah, they're just so pretty. And I did purchase years ago a light blue, icy blue, and this actually turns into a light lilac. It doesn't give you hypothermia. It gives you like a milky lilac, which is so pretty. And since then, whenever I see one of these wild colors, I'm like, oof, perhaps. And speaking of, they have one of the maximizers here called Aqua Pop. This looks like fun. It is fun. You know, beauty is meant to be fun. Makeup is meant to be fun. And this to me just looks like so much fun. I think it looks amazing. Will I actually buy it? I don't know. Maybe. Peut-être. You'll have to stick around. You'll have to subscribe and see if I get one of these fun popsicle-esque lip products. Now, of course, we cannot have a full summer kit with some new fun summer nail polishes. I'm a sucker for whether it's Chanel or Dior nail polishes, so I always love a fun manicure. This color here, let me see how many colors there are. I'm only seeing a color called Coral Pop. I wanted to see if there was a pink pop as well, but this looks beautiful. It has a little bit of a shift to it, so it's not quite just a flat color. This would be gorgeous as a manicure or a pedicure with a slight tan. The question is not, is this pretty? It's, do I really need it? I think it's no merci. Sadly, I think that this looks lovely, but it's probably a no merci. Probably. We still have more from Dior because this is their official summer collection, but at the same time, Amit sent me photos of a sequel, part 2, for their summer release. And this one here, I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's inspired by Kanage, which is, if you think of the Lady Dior handbag, that leather, the embossing, it's called Kanage. And this eyeshadow collection, it's just 4 eyeshadow palettes. It's just this one-shot collection. It is all inspired by the Lady Dior leather. And you can see it on the back of the case. It looks like that quilted leather. This is where they get me. This is where they get me personally. I think that this looks gorgeous. And this is going to be coming out very soon, in a month, maybe in a few weeks. So it's all coming out at the exact same time, which is I find a little bit confusing, but you know, they don't consult me on these matters. This looks heavily inspired by their own runway looks and their own in-house fashion, which I love. I imagine that we will also see a Dior handbag fashion collection that's going to be directly correlated to these eyeshadow palettes because they've done this in the past. It was exquisite. Just that level of planning is really remarkable. So I really hope that there is something new in the fashion line that is a direct callback to these eyeshadows and vice versa. And I have photos here of these quads. This one on top is brown cashmere. Next to that is silk taupe. On the bottom, we have rose organza next to coral couture. These look gorgeous. Again, the problem isn't the aesthetic here. I think the aesthetic, personally, 10 out of 10. I think the shade selections, a 10 out of 10. I'm a huge fan of neutrals. I mean, I love all colors, but a good, basic, boring neutral palette really can serve you a million different ways. For me, I would go with either of the top two. I would need to see how the taupe is going to be. Is it going to be very cool toned? I would love to see that. My heart is calling the top two palettes. The bottom two, the pink and the coral, no merci. I would only get one if I get one. If I get one, it's only going to be one. And this is one shot, limited edition. That's it. It would be either one of the top, the brown or the taupe. I'm not exactly certain, so please leave a comment down below. Leave a vote. Which one would you like to see me review, and which one do you see yourself purchasing? I think I'm having a hard time deciding. Maybe if I can see actual human swatches, that might help me. And I have to show you something else here that Amit shared with me. This says it's part of the Dior Riviera summer blah blah blah. What are those? What are these exquisite tubes? What is this little piercing with the Dior little dangly bit? Pink, like glazed pink, glazed lavender, toffee, black cherry, lychee. This must be an amazing lip plumper, lip gloss. This looks brand new. I don't know what this is, but I want it. I want to see what it is. It looks exquisite. It reminds me of like the Lancôme juicy tubes from years ago. Something about this looks very fun. It must be a lip product. It could be a sort of lip and cheek gel, maybe. I don't know. What do you think these are? Please let me know. I am slightly more tempted by this second mystery collection from the brand. I think the second one for me is a bit more of a oui than an merci. It's still a little bit up in the air for me, but overall, I really love the aesthetic of both collections. It's just that I can't just buy based off of aesthetic. I need to buy with what actually goes in my collection, and I have so much these days that something really needs to make my heart go pitter-patter in order to really seduce me. So moving on to Chanel. Their Les Beiges collection this year is going to be called Golden Hour. So this should be out May 1st here in Canada, but somehow some boutiques in other countries get this earlier in April. But May 1st should be like the last day that we'll have access to this. So I would suspect mid to late April, beginning of May is when you're going to see this. And again, I'm not super in a Les Beiges mood at the moment because it's still quite chilly, but this is aspirational to me. This is aspirational for warmer weather. And it's going to be a little bit of a hero campaign. That means we're going to see a lot of repeats, a lot of old faithful Les Beiges products. Les Beiges is you but better. So very natural, very effortless, you but better. So we're going to see a lot of re-promotions of the Les Beiges foundations, the Les Beiges cream bronzers, the Water Fresh tint. That sort of stuff is going to be heavily re-promoted with the campaign. I mentioned this to you a few months ago, but I told you that if you are a fan of the Chanel blushes, that you would be in trouble this year, and that is still correct. So for the Les Beiges this year, we're going to see two compacts, and both of these are blush highlighter duos. I have the names here for these products. So we have Éclat du Soir. This is the first one. This is the slightly lighter, more pinky one. Now, this pink blush, I'm very curious about this because this looks reminiscent to some other pink blushes that I have from Chanel, the Chanel Les Beiges, the Winter Glow from a few years ago. I think that this is tempting, perhaps. We'll see. And I really hope that this highlighter is nice. Their highlighters can be nice, but I'm a little bit worried that this looks like it's going to be a little bit too obvious, perhaps. We'll see. Personally, I kind of wish that the blush was had more going for it. I wish that the detailing was a little bit more extra, some waved patterns. It's Les Beiges, the beach, sunset. I don't know. Give me a little bit more detailing in the packaging. I think that this could be nicer, in my opinion. I think the colors themselves look nice, but we just saw what the Dior Riviera collection looks like with the lush forest and tiger gold like swirled around. I just think this could have something. You could emboss a palm tree, a beach chair, something that gives me the Les Beiges beach vibe. I'm just saying. But I think that this looks very pretty. This one's a peut-être. It's a pretty heavy peut-être, leaning towards maybe, but I just wanted to show this to you. And we have the sequel here. We have a deeper blush option. This one is Soleil Couchant, so like a setting sunset, setting sun. And this one is the exact same. This one here looks like a deeper berry with a deeper bronzer. I feel like the bronzers don't look, well, I guess they do look a little bit deeper, but the bronzers themselves don't look like they're that far off from each other. And by bronzers, I mean highlighters. My goodness, I'm so sorry. The highlighter part, the gold highlighter, to me doesn't look as deep, or it looks deeper than the first one, but not that much. But I think the blush is going to be much deeper. And it almost has like a rich berry, not plum, not purple, like a rich berry with maybe like a little bit of a terracotta undertone to it. It's not exactly clear from this photo, but this is going to give you a general guide. And again, my statement is I think that they could have done better with the packaging. I think it's nice, but like straight lines, what is that? I could do that, yeah, if it's going with like golden hour, sunset, just zhuzh it up a little bit, in my opinion. And we also have here a photo of the new Les Beiges Quint. So the Les Beiges series has eyeshadow palettes, and this one here is going to be out. This is new. This is the Les Beiges Healthy Glow Natural Eyeshadow Palette. I'm not certain that this is limited edition. I think it's a new edition, but I'm not certain if it's limited edition. I think it's actually going to stay, which is always nice to know, so we don't have to panic and feel that FOMO, that fear of missing out. I'm not sure. I know that wasn't the most eloquent noise or face, but I'm not sure about this. It's very gold, but also I'm very suspicious. These two pink colors to me look quite pink. Not a huge pink eyeshadow fan. I was hoping that this would be a rich golden hour, sunset hour type of hue, like that JLo glow golden goddess type of color. It's not giving exactly that. We'll have to see. Also, the Les Beiges eyeshadows tend to be extremely soft. They're not the most opaque shadows, which can be nice. It just depends what you expect buying it. So we'll see. I have been burned in the past by Les Beiges eyeshadow palettes explicitly. This one here, I'm going to have to see. I'm going to have to see swatches in person and I think on my own flesh. But personally, seeing this here, just this one photo, it's a non merci. Yeah, non merci. It's just, it looks fine. And again, I have so much from Chanel. I can easily create the Les Beiges beauty series my way this summer, which I'm willing to do because I'm certain that a lot of the products that I have, you have at home as well. And I can just, help you rejudge the collection that you have. I don't think that this palette is terrible. It's just that these colors are not calling for me or not calling me. The top color is probably fine. That gold is fine. The one that's opposite that color is fine. It's those two pink colors. Il y a quelque chose qui cloche. Something isn't right for me. So I think that's a no merci. Well, guys, that about does it for my video for today. Make sure to leave a comment down below letting me know what you think is a oui or no merci. Let me know which brands are the most exciting, which brands are you getting a little bit of fatigue from. Let me know down in the comments. And make sure you're subscribed. I like to do this type of video. It's fun just to see what's coming. I mean, selfishly, I like to do this for myself just so that I can sort of pace myself, see what's coming out, what's worth buying, what do I want to mix together, because even though it's April and for me, I'm not really feeling the festive Les Beiges weather, it'll happen soon enough. And so I like to mix and match all of my collections, and I like to think through how will I incorporate this for summer looks. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Anyway, I think that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.